Okay, so good day, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the Monitoreal webinar. Before we begin, I'd like to briefly introduce Altas IT for those of you who are not yet familiar with us. So first of all, I am Angelika, digital marketing specialist for Altas IT Lithuania. And at Altas IT, we specialize in innovative, tailored technological solutions. Throughout the 10 years that we've been in video surveillance field, as well as being manufacturers of lighting solutions, we've gathered a lot of valuable experience international and in local markets.
Not picking up the picture for some reason.
Could everyone please switch off their microphones? Thank you. Of course, for more information on the products and on our company as well, you can visit Altas IT website. You can see it on the screen. Today, however, we will be focusing only on Monitoreal. The webinar itself will consist of two major parts. In the first part, Panayotis, who is the sales manager for Monitoreal, will introduce the product itself, how it works, what it does, and why it's of benefit to all of you. And in the second part, Louis, who is the head of sales in Monitoreal, will show you a live demonstration and will do a user interface walkthrough. This webinar should take for around hour and a half, depending on how many questions we receive from the attendees. And if you have any questions during the presentation, please write those questions in the chat and we will get to them at the very end of both presentations. Also, at the very last step of our webinar, we will have a lottery where one of the participants can win one Monitoreal device completely free. So please stay until the very end to have a chance to win that. Now, I think, Panayotis, if you are ready, we can start.
Yes, sure. Hello, everybody. I would like to thank Atlas for giving us the great opportunity to present you Monitoreal, and I appreciate you for being here with us. So let me share my screen. So today we are going to see what matters and ignore what doesn't. We at Monitoreal are not just a video surveillance tech company. We evolve the conventional video surveillance, enriching it with smart capabilities based on artificial intelligence. Our core concept is based on some important pillars: complete privacy, affordable cost, wide compatibility for both existing and new installations, reliability, independent functionality, and of course, smart automation and integration. Today, we face quite many challenges. Many of the companies that provide analytics are cloud-based, which obviously creates additional costs for you and your customers. But what is more serious than that is the fact that we face more and more incidents of GDPR breaches and cyber attacks that have as a result sensitive information of your customers to be accessed by unauthorized persons. Data privacy is absolutely critical for users, and it is important for you to keep control of it and not rely on cloud services that can be exposed and result in exposing your trusted name too. Let's talk about the international video surveillance market a little bit. Globally, it's expected a rise of 60% of the market by the year of 2025, which will include, of course, a strong demand for artificial intelligence and smart safety solutions. Based on the market analysis, there is a gap here for affordable on-premise artificial intelligence video surveillance solutions. Home and small and medium business seem to be a market that still remains inaccessible. Existing solutions seem to be either sophisticated, expensive, with complex installation that demand deep technical knowledge. or low-cost embedded solutions that are not based on advanced artificial intelligence, and they don't use any deep neural networks, so they offer limited and most probably low performance solutions and products. Adding to this, cloud-based solutions that might seem simple and offer sometimes the feeling that you have an affordable monthly payment, they still remain vulnerable with high security risk, as mentioned before, and of course will never offer ownership of what is paid. Here's a typical story we hear from our customers. They'll say they bought and installed a security system at their premises or their business or their home. And while there is nothing wrong with it, they feel they don't really get a lot of value from this system. Since no one is sitting there actually watching it, they don't see any activity in real time. And the only time they tend to use it is when something's happened, when they need to go back and search the video for an actual event. Also, while it may have a motion detection, the system is being triggered by anything and everything, sending many unnecessary alerts. So what do customers do? They end up turning the alert functionality off. What you hear is they would really like to have a smart system with AI-powered analytics and the ability to receive alerts on their phone, but they don't want to buy a whole new system for that. Of course, they are aware that some bigger, higher-end NVRs have those advanced features, but these tend to be expensive and are usually for much larger sites. Some customers also are telling us that they don't want to use some cloud or Internet of Things devices on their network, so there's a market that would like not to use it because they are feeling insecure on that. It is also hard to keep updated with the latest firmware, and they don't want their video shared with anyone without their permission. They are, however, very interested in hearing about an appliance that resides on their home network or their business network and works with their existing system to provide intelligence analytics they can use. Here you see the typical residential installation again on the left, and on the right, how Monitoreal is complementary to this, upgrading with a layer of advanced intelligence, analytics, and smart automation. Here you can see how the artificial intelligence algorithms identify objects, even when partially obstructed from view. You can see, for example, in the second picture that the persons are not clearly seen. We see half of their body, but we still can detect it fine. Ignoring distractions like shadows on the third screen, and accurate in difficult weather and lighting conditions, like in the fourth picture. Sorry. Give me a second, please. Sorry for that. Here you can see some example for people detection. You can see the guy coming to fix the pool or the courier. You can see truck detection or car detection or bus detection. You can detect excellent vehicles. Another category is the animals. You can see dog detection here. In fact, you can see a double object detection. You can see the person and the dog. And of course, you have accessories detection. You can see the detection of umbrella and backpack, and especially on the third picture on your right hand, you can see that we can still detect the person under the umbrella. So to go a little deeper with some of the features, firstly, you can see here the 20 different objects that the user can choose, whether people or animals or vehicles and accessories. Secondly, on your right hand, you have the ability to create track zones that you wish Monitoreal to focus on in the camera field of view, whether detecting activity in a specified zone or even excluding detection. So you can choose as many regions of interest you like, and you can choose between to include what is detected there, or to exclude or to ignore. Currently, these intelligence analytics are applied to a maximum of 8 cameras. However, if you have a larger site, you can still prioritize the most important cameras for Monitoreal to be applied, or just add some more units. There are a number of different ways to receive alerts. Although we recommend that you use Telegram Messenger for its added privacy and automation capabilities. However, you can choose Slack or email, and more technical users like monitoring stations can choose to integrate Monitoreal's alerts into their systems via our webhooks. And coming soon, we will be introducing even more integration options for the likes of Amazon Alexa or Apple HomeKit and many more smart home applications. Here you can see how you could use more devices. As we mentioned before, you have more than 8 cameras. You can have more users to receive the notifications. You can make any combination you like or you need. What we are seeing is that current surveillance systems are strictly about security and reactive security at that. Monitoreal provides everyday life awareness of what is happening, when it is happening, or while it is happening, at the same time upgrading your video surveillance system to a flexible, proactive security system. For example, while you will of course want to know if anyone is loitering near your home, or if more than one person is on your premises, you may also wish to know, did the gardener turn up, or did the courier bring the package? Are your children approaching the pool with a risk of getting drowned, maybe? And of course, regarding the commercial market, Monitoreal is also relevant to any commercial site, such as offices, cafes, restaurants, letting you know if there are unauthorized visitors after time, for example, or if someone parked blocking a critical entrance or emergency exits. This is something very common. And maximize the controlled area of the security guard that you have at night, or even protect him from difficult weather conditions by offering him intelligent control through the cameras that you already have. Similarly, we are continuing to improve the power of the algorithms with deep sight mode. This provides greater accuracy with smaller objects, farther field, as well as at night time. This is a feature that can be turned on and off again as per requirements. You can see the difference in the detection. For example, using the deep sight mode at the Pro version, you can detect much more objects and farther than the base model on your right hand. As mentioned, we have also taken the next step in smart home automation with the introduction of the Monitoreal 4-channel electrical relay. The 4-channel relay can be installed on your electrical panel to enable connection to devices such as your gate, your external lights. You can trigger your intruder alarm by using a channel triggering your zone. These devices can be activated in 3 different ways: automatically by the rules you have set, automatically but after your manual validation, or manually anytime that you need via Telegram commands to the Monitoreal device. Each channel can be configured individually to be activated by one of these 3 methods. So regarding the opportunities of the integrators and the installers, we are not an NVR solution. We are a real and advanced artificial intelligence appliance offering 20 different objects detection at a professional, accurate, and reliable level. There is a great revenue opportunity. You can monetize existing customers' installations by upgrading their systems. And of course, you can keep the trusted products line that you already use, adding real and accurate artificial intelligence and no need to rely on embedded low performance, maybe solutions or expensive solutions for these markets, as we mentioned before, systems. It is important that it is easy to set up and use. Time is money, as we all know. It's very easy to set up our device and very easy to use it. And of course, it is affordable. You have full ownership and extremely lower cost per channel compared to any enterprise solution. And finally, as we have mentioned, it is totally private. As mentioned before, we have two versions of Monitoreal devices. On the left, the base version supporting up to 6 cameras, and on the right, the Pro version supporting up to 8 cameras, plus the COVID-19 algorithm that we are working on, and the deep side mode, of course, that, as we mentioned before. Monitoreal is founded in 2018, and we are self-funded, and our headquarters are in Cyprus. The device is designed and manufactured in Europe. It is made in Latvia, of course. And we have a mass production underway with commercial units being sold in Cyprus, in Italy, in Turkey, in Greece, Belgium, France, India, through professional distribution networks. And we also have test units currently in 32 countries around the world. Thank you all for your time again. I hope you enjoyed it. My colleague Luis will take the lead, guiding you through our web user interface and our setup process, as well as presenting you the Telegram communication and integration provided by our relay.
Thank you, Panagiotis. Hello, everybody. Yeah, so this next stage of the webinar, I'd just like to give you an example of how easy it is to install Monitoreal, plus also show you how you can set up Monitoreal using the web user interface. So I'm just going to share with you a short video, and then I'll actually take you through kind of a live demonstration of the device with the web user interface. So I'll just share my screen. Hopefully you can all see this video. Okay, so how you install Monitoreal with the web user interface. Well, first of all, you need to connect the Ethernet cable and power supply cables. And when the device starts, you're taking the IP address from the LED screen, and then you're adding this IP address to your web browser. This is how you access the Monitoreal web browser interface. You use the credentials that we give, and obviously you can change those before. Actually, an automatic camera search using the OnView protocol will pull through your cameras onto the web user interface for you to manage. You can do this manually as well. Once your cameras have been pulled through, you can then manage each camera individually. First of all, you need to link those to the Monitoreal device. Here you can see an example of the Monitoreal connected up to 5 cameras. We can work with a maximum of 8 cameras currently. However, you can obviously choose which 8 of those you want to apply the analytics, so you can work with more cameras than 8. Here's an example of just naming your cameras, and then obviously the fun parts, actually setting the rules that matter to you, that you want Monitoreal to alert you of in real time. Of course, it's important to obviously save all of those settings. You can obviously change the alerts for each of those cameras. Okay, so if I take you into the live web user interface, so hopefully you can all see that. This is my apartment in London. Here you can see on the left-hand side an example of the live feed, which is active. On the right-hand side, you can see an example of the snapshot alerts that Monitoreal is delivering here. This is via Telegram, which is also then transferred to the web user interface. We also do provide you with an archive, so you can go back and look for all of your cameras for any particular object that you want detecting. So you almost have a snapshot NVR kind of database that you can go back and look at any points. Going back to the camera section here, you can see I have just the one camera setup for demonstration purposes. Again, just to show you how easy it is to select the objects, whether people, transport, animals, accessories. It's very simple to set up the rules that matter to you. You can do that for a number of in this case, we'll say people. Let's say, for example, want to be detected about one person or a minimum of one person. You can set the start time, the end time. So maybe while you're at work, between 8 in the morning and 6 at night, any days of the week, and also how often you want to be notified of that particular object or event when it's taking place. So I might want to know every 10 seconds a person is entering the camera field of view. One thing that's really important as well is that we give the user the ability to set up track zones, and these are specific areas of the camera field of view that you really want Monitoreal to focus, obviously the AI object detection. You can create multiple versions of these track zones, and this is advantageous, for example, if you had your cameras pointing onto your garden. Maybe there's waving trees or bushes, or maybe it's a really busy street and you want to limit the processing power that's focusing on all of those objects and activity taking place. You can create inclusive and exclusive track zones. So you can say, I want Monitoreal to focus on an inclusive zone and alert me of any activity in that area, or an exclusive area. I don't want Monitoreal to focus on an exclusive area of the camera field of view. So green inclusive, red exclusive here. Certainly going through some of the settings, we give the opportunity for the user to connect Monitoreal via Ethernet, via your router, as you saw demonstrated with the Ethernet cable, but we also offer Wi-Fi as well. In fact, as Paniatis had mentioned, Monitoreal communicates via our 4-channel electrical relay via Wi-Fi. And here you can see an example of how we set up that section. We also, as I said, give the user the choice of how they want those real-time snapshots sent to them. But we obviously, as mentioned, recommend Telegram for its automation and privacy. Just taking you to the Telegram feed, here you can see an example of the type snapshots you would receive. Here you can see me looking at the camera. You can see Monitoreal has a 93% certainty that I am indeed a person. You can see that I'm actually standing within a track zone area. And you can also see that behind my my plants, Monitoreal has activated the relay, which is connected to my lamp. You also have the opportunity, when an object has disappeared from view, to request a short GIF sequence that combines those snapshots together into a short video. So here you can see, for example, me entering the track zone on the camera field of view, Monitoreal activating the lights, and then stopping as I depart the camera field of view. We also, just for demonstration's sake, we also give you the opportunity via Telegram to interact with the Monitoreal device. Why is that important? Well, you're not going to be home all the time, you're maybe on the move, and you may actually want to be communicating with the Monitoreal device. You may wish to turn cameras on and off. You may wish to request the latest snapshots it's taken from the live camera field of view. You may wish to arm your cameras, But a new development that we've just introduced, and this is extremely helpful from an installer base, is we have given the opportunity for the user to control the settings of how to fine-tune Monitoreal to get the best from the AI object detection, but also the opportunity to turn on features, whether that's the camera on and off, maybe activating deep sight mode, or maybe tweaking some of the settings, as I mentioned, to give you the best accuracy from the device. But from an installer or dealer standpoint, this is very helpful because we at Monitoreal suggest that any Telegram alerts can either be shared with yourself, your family, but also this could be a great opportunity if your customer gives you access to their Telegram, and you can actually fine-tune and tweak their settings from your Telegram account, which means you might not have to go to the customer's sites, which obviously saves you time and money. So yeah, that is how simple Monitoreal is, how easy it is to set up, how easy it is to set up the rules, and here's an example of how you receive those snapshot alerts via Telegram. And that's all from the live demonstration. So back over to you, Altas.
Yes, thank you. Is there anything to add, Panayotis, or can we proceed now to the question and answer section?
Sure, we can answer some questions that I have already seen. Let me open the chat, please.
Yeah, can we start from the first one? The first one is, could you please tell, are there any limits for camera resolution megapixel to use with Monitoreal?
Yeah, we are using by default the snapshot mode, as we can use stream or snapshot. With snapshot mode, we have no limitations. We can use all the resolutions, but just to know, we have excellent and accurate detections, even with lower resolutions. So it is an advantage that we are extremely accurate, even at, for example, I have personally checked an old 10 years old camera, analog type of 540 TV lines, and everything was working fine. So we have neither limitations regarding higher resolutions, no limitations on our accuracy, even to lower resolutions.
Okay, thank you. Guys, if there are any follow-up questions, you can just add it to the chat. We will get to those as well, so don't worry. The second question is face recognition, question mark.
For the time being, we don't offer face recognition, but we are working on that, and we are going to have a new update, and we will offer this. In general, we are examining any demands of our customers. We can add many things. It has to do with what the market needs. Our limitations are very low. We can do many things, but we are working on face recognition, and we are going to offer this too.
Okay, the next question is, can Monitoreal connect with analog systems or only with IP?
We can connect with both, and this is a very, very strong advantage, because as we mentioned regarding the market opportunities, you can monetize your existing customers, that the majority of the systems are analog systems. We can work with analog systems. There are some, let's say, no limitations, but the DVR must provide us with a streaming link of snapshot or video. But we can do it, we can work. We have tested it with many famous brands of analog DVRs that offer this URL link. You just have to add the camera manually and not automatically, as there is no on-viv. But the answer is yes, and it is a great advantage, because customer doesn't need to change anything, doesn't need to invest more money, and you know that the installation cost is the higher part, and the changing cables and all this. So it's a very, very strong advantage to upgrade existing systems with accurate technology.
Okay, another question. Can Monitoreal connect with Apple HomeKit cameras?
We have mentioned that we are working with integration with Apple HomeKit, so we are working with any on-with camera anyway. And regarding Apple HomeKit, we are working on the integration with that. I mean, even with their application.
Okay, the next question is, what is the difference between Monitoreal and all these cameras that offer motion smart detection?
Nice, nice. First of all, we don't offer motion detection. Very nice question, very nice. We don't offer motion detection. We offer artificial intelligence. The difference, let's say, one of the differences is that all these cameras have limitations, and this is starting from the cost. If you want to add deeper neural networks, you need to add hardware. And all these solutions that offer embedded solutions, and let's say solutions that are like a system on chip, have limitations, have technical limitations, hardware limitations, mainly because of the cost. If you want to install something really, really accurate and really, really professional, you will raise the cost of the camera, of your hardware, you will raise the cost of your NVR, of your DVR. So there's a limitation regarding the hardware. So it's a great difference. We are not motion detection. We are artificial intelligence. We use deep neural networks processes. We use models. We use algorithms. It's not just some motion detection with some rules and heretics and all this. There's a great difference, and that's the point, that you can add this quality to any camera. You don't need sophisticated and extremely expensive hardware.
Okay, the next question is, well, our property is a holiday. So is it possible to maintain guest privacy by disarming cameras by key fob?
Not by key fob for the moment, but we are working on our next relay that we can integrate, let's say, a case study here. As we have a property holiday, you have an intruder alarm, probably. So you arm disarm your intruder alarm, and the intruder alarm can connect on our relay input to arm disarm automatically the Monitoreal unit. This is going to come soon. But you can always arm disarm from the Telegram. And here comes one more advantage that I think it comes to answer to the next question as well. You can arm disarm the Monitoreal unit, and what is more, you can choose each camera you arm and disarm. You have more options. For example, with an intruder alarm system, you have preset the groups that you can arm or disarm. With Monitoreal, you can arm and disarm different cameras regarding your needs. For example, today I am abroad and the gardener is coming. I want to disarm only the 2 external cameras. The next day, the pool guy is coming to maintain my pool. I will disarm my pool camera as well. The next day I am in my home. I don't want to monitor my pool because I'm swimming, but I want to monitor the other cameras of the perimeter. I can be flexible and I can choose any camera that I want to arm and disarm from my mobile, or you can put a schedule, of course, with time and days. So it's 100% customized what you can arm and disarm at any point of time, wherever you are, even if you are local or if you are in another country.
Okay, so the next question, I think you answered it. So is it possible? It is possible, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
It's more than possible.
Okay, great. What happens if my premises have a bad internet connection or no internet at all?
Yes, we have an advantage here too. Nice question, because we have a good answer. Compared to any other systems that need high-speed internet, if you want to see what is happening at your premises, we are using snapshots in order to let you know what is happening. So the data that we need is low. This means that we have a strong advantage when there is no internet, no landline, for example, internet or high-speed internet, because we can work just with a 4G bundle, USB bundle that offers us internet connection, because we just send a snapshot. So you can still be informed what is happening, when it's happening. Very, very simple. We don't need high speed. Of course, we need internet, but the demands are very low. Using a 4G router is not something difficult, and you can install it everywhere. You can install it at a farm. You can install it at a solar park that you want to control your perimeter, for example. You can install it to your holidays home that is on the mountain and you have only 4G internet. Yes, so I think this is the answer.
Okay. Well, is there any questions? Because we have run out of the questions that's in the chat. So guys, if you have any more, I'm just waiting a few seconds. If you still have any questions, write them down now. If not, we will move on. Okay. Of course, if you have any questions after the webinar, feel free to contact your local Alta City, Latvia or Lithuania. We will be more than happy to answer any questions. So since there are no more questions, we will move on to the most exciting part of this webinar. Sorry, guys, is the lottery. Just a second, I will share. Okay, can you hear me? Everything's all right, right? Oh, just a second, we can stop. And we have one more question. Price in capital letters. Can you hear me?
Yes. So yeah, obviously there's a question mark around price, and yeah, certainly we would suggest that you have that conversation, obviously with Altas, but Panagiotis, I think it's a good point now to mention the offer to all the attendees to the webinar.
Yeah, I was just getting to that.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay, I jumped in there. Apologies. Sorry.
Yes. So for the price, of course, you can contact Altas. We will give you a quote for your needs. But since we started this topic, of course, I will tell about the promotion that is relevant for all of the attendees here. So just for 2 weeks after this webinar, we will have 40% discount for your first Monitoreal device, as well as a free relay with that device. So to get that promotion, you have to contact Altas, either Lithuania or Latvia, within the 2 weeks of the end of this webinar. So yes, now we can.
Can I interrupt you for
yes,
a while?
Of course,
just,
of course.
Just to add something on the question regarding the internet, I just need to mention that we are still workable, even if there is no network there, as our relay and our unit are working independently from the internet. So even if you have an internet failure, your automations will still be working, your detection will still be working. We don't need the internet to detect the object. And of course, we will make the integration and the automation with the relay, even if internet fails.
Okay. Is there any more questions?
I think that there will be more questions with buying the bundle, because
Yes.
in real action, you really see what
Yes.
you need.
Okay, so then we can move on to the lottery. I'm very excited. So just a second. So here you can see the bowl with all of the participants here. Since some of the people don't have their names and surnames, I will ask when I draw the name, if I cannot see you as a participant, could you please write in the chat, I'm here, so that we know that the winner is here right now. If not, we will draw another until we have a person who responds in the chat. Is it okay? Great. Okay, so that's it. But I don't see. I'm rooting for Lithuania, of course, but okay, mix it up, mix it up. Okay. And that's, I know it's Philip, but it's Julius from Computerinis Langas, and I think he's here. Can you please respond if you want the Monitoreal bundle? Just give a few seconds. Not responding. Okay, I'll give 10 more seconds and then I will draw another name from the poll. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, we'll draw another one and. Arūnas Logikomus. Oh, sorry. And I'm sure I saw Logikomus here. So if you could just, yes, thank you. Great. So the winner of today's Monitoreal bundle, please contact your local altas. Is it Lithuanian or Latvian? I'm not sure. Don't remember the name of the participant, but of course you can contact your local distributor, and we will figure out how to give you the device. So congratulations on that. And just a second. Okay. Okay. So if you have any questions from this webinar, please feel free to contact Altas. We are happy to answer any questions that you may have. Also reminding the winner to contact their local Altas to receive their prize. And just a reminder that all participants today have a 40% discount for their free, for their first Monitoreal bundle available for 2 weeks after this webinar. And
just to add,
yeah?
the promotion is that they have a special price for the device and plus a free relay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Free relay, yes. So thank you, Monitoreal, for your presentation. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And we hope to see you in our other events. Thank you and bye.
Thank you from Latvia too.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you from Cyprus.
And London. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, and the record of the webinar will be in YouTube and an Altis Latvia page, and I guess in Lithuania too, after 1 or 2 days. I guess tomorrow already. And have a great day. Thank you, Mikey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.